the other night, and I really, not in a bad way, I really just don't care, you know? It's not like a trophy to me. If anything, I think the trophy is like getting away, you know? Like, hell yeah, like, I did it, boom, move on to the next one, you know? It's a fucking thrill.
When looking at your billboards or scoping out the location, do you plan the billboard for days? Do you just do a quick investigation and get up there? Or how do you plan your missions?
Even just not billboards, but particularly with anything, it really depends, you know? There's always those spots that, you know, like just catch your attention, you know, and you just wanna fucking marinate in that shit, you know, like season it right, you know. You just don't want it to be some quick processed food, you know, that just boom, I hit it and that's it, you know. Like, you want to take your time on that shit and fucking really enjoy the process and fucking incorporate your work very well, you know. And then there's some spots, you know, like I already know, like, you know, my mind or my mission is this one, but I have a little time for this, so fuck it, let's just execute it right now, you know. Like, it's either one of those spots that I already know, one, it's gonna get buffed, or this building's getting torn down, or fucking, you know, like, it's not the best to be wasting all this paint on, you know. Like, no, you know, stick to the recipe, my boy. Like, fucking, if you want, hit that shit, but put all your main focus on this big idea right here, you know.
You've been all over the city in your career, man. What do you feel has been the most dangerous location you've ever painted? And what made it so dangerous?
I'm sure there's a lot that come into my head, but the one it just never leaves my head is this one bridge that I hit. It's right there where, like, literally the 60, I think it's the 5 and the 101 freeway all intersect each other, and there's like a bunch of major bridges right there. And there's one that has like, it's like a bridge that's like kind of like 5 stories up or a little higher than that. I might be mistaken, but the ledge is it's the smallest ledge I've ever been on. Like that, most ledges are either half a foot or bigger, and that one was a little bit less than half a foot. And then every 6 feet you have like a hole you can stick your finger in to hold on. And also, whenever a semi truck or 18-wheeler, whatever you want to call them, passes by, the bridge also shakes. And that's just like one of the biggest, I mean, a fear of mine right there. Being up that high and just experiencing all those things at once, you're just like, what the fuck? And I've had other crazy experiences, but that one, for some reason, you know, because I just remember this is when I was on my bridge diet, I guess I would call it. And I went out with my boy Slot, you know, and Slot's about that shit, you know. And I'm over here trying to keep up with them. And we also went with Rask from LTS, and you know, he introduced us to the spot, you know, and he was talking like he was just saying how major and how important this particular bridge was, you know, and that only whatever legends have hit this shit, you know. So I'm like, shit, you know, like I gotta bring my A game on this one, you know. And he takes us there. I have no idea, you know. And I look, I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, I'm good, you know. But you know, he starts telling me a story about how he took one of his crewmates on that shit, and he's like, I lost respect for that guy. And I was like, oh man, like I don't want that to be me. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Little do I know, I already see Slot going up the ladder, you know, and shimmying to the other side. I'm like, oh fuck. And I guess Rask goes next, you know, and you know, obviously, You know, he's a little older now, and not in the same as he once was when he was younger. And you know, I'm climbing up the ladder like fuck it, you know, and then I just feel someone step on my hand, and it's Rask, and he's like, you know what, I'm good. I think I'm gonna just chill for this one. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, oh no, this guy fucking, you know, fucking mastered this bridge, and he's coming down. He's like, nah, fuck that. How the fuck am I gonna do it, you know? And now my fucking, you know, in my head, I'm going like, oh no, no, no. Like, how am I gonna fucking accomplish this one? Like, how do I get out of this situation without looking like a bitch, you know? And I'm like, fuck, I guess I'm just gonna have to do it. There we go, me and Slack going down the bridge, you know? And there was nobody on that side right there. Like, literally, this is before anybody popped it off and shit. Somehow, some way, I managed fucking making that spot happen, but I've never been like literally like chest against the fucking bridge wall, whatever you want to call it, and fucking, you know, been up that high and then just holding on to one little hole, you know, to fucking paint that spot right there. And then while the fucking semi trucks pass by, and that shit's just like going up and down, you know, and every time you hear the semi trucks pass by, you hold on to your dear life, you know. And I'm like, fuck this shit. But it was definitely one of the best views I've ever seen of LA, you know. Like, literally, you just see the reflection on the bridge, and then I see my boy Slot right there just painting LA in the back, you know. And I was like, shit, you know, like, that's dope, you know. Like, this is, I'm glad I fucking got up here, you know, because sometimes I think we all create our own fear, you know. In reality, fear does not exist. And I think those are the best moments I like right there, where you conquer your fear and you realize, like, really, this is what the fuck I was scared of? This is nothing, you know?